Early spoiler warning. This video contains both Avengers Infinity War and Ant-Man and the Wasp spoilers. Avengers Infinity War shocked us all to our very core, and Avengers 4 will have to be unbelievably epic to top it. We already know Captain Marvel will be adding her might to the fight against Thanos in the sequel, but will that be enough? This theory suggests not, and that none other than the Sentry will emerge as the shock character to help defeat the Mad Titan.
Really?
Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. It's the best way of keeping up to date with all of ScreenRant's great new videos.
What'd you do?
Half of the MCU's heroes were wiped from existence when Thanos snapped his fingers at the end of Avengers Infinity War. Bucky Barnes, Black Panther, Groot, Scarlet Witch, Falcon, Mantis, Drax, Star-Lord, Doctor Strange, Spider-Man, Maria Hill, and Nick Fury all fell victim to the Mad Titan's purge. This leaves the heroic ranks somewhat sparse in what will have to be a desperate fight to undo what the prune-chinned villain did. Thor, Bruce Banner, Captain America, War Machine, Black Widow, Rocket, M'Baku, Okoye, Iron Man, and Nebula are all that remain from those who initially tried to stop Thanos from gathering the Infinity Stones. That being said, we know Ant-Man, Hawkeye, and indeed Captain Marvel will be joining the fight, and Wong's status is currently unknown, so there will be a cavalry of sorts providing backup. However, you can't help but feel more help is required going forward, and this theory suggests Robert Reynolds, who is otherwise known as the Sentry, will be that help. Avengers Infinity War had its fair share of surprises, with the return of the Red Skull providing the biggest one, and in order to top that, Avengers 4 needs to go big to shock audiences in equal measure. The Sentry would certainly do that.
Well, you're not wrong.
It wasn't long ago that Justin Kuselin, an actor who's appeared in television shows like The Walking Dead, Homeland, and Sleepy Hollow, as well as making an uncredited appearance as a guard in the MCU's Iron Man 3, posted a picture on his Instagram account that appeared to show him doing some Sentry research. Given that Kuselin has long blonde hair, just like the Sentry, some people thought that maybe he was researching for the purposes of playing the character, or at least auditioning to play him in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And to be fair, the character's introduction makes a lot of sense. The Marvel Cinematic Universe lacks a Superman analog, a character whose powers mirror those of the most iconic superhero in fiction, and it could really use one now that the Justice League have formed over in the DC EU. Sentry is certainly a prime example of one of those. Like Supes, he can fly, is super strong, super fast, and super durable, although he does possess a bunch of additional powers that make him even more powerful than the iconic Kryptonian hero. He even has a costume that's essentially a palette swap with Superman's, even down to the S on the front, with yellow, blue, and black replacing Superman's blue, red, and yellow. But there's another reason this theory exists. As powerful as Captain Marvel is expected to be, will she really be powerful enough to combat Thanos with all 6 of the Infinity Stones? The Sentry can heal from almost anything, manipulate energy on a massive scale, and possesses psionic powers that can break even the most dominant of wills. He could literally turn the tide against the Mad Titan on his own, and his introduction would make comic book fans cheer with pure glee. But undoubtedly the most compelling argument for the Sentry's potential introduction to the MCU is his powers functioned at phenomenal levels in the microverse. The microverse is essentially the quantum realm of the comics, a plane of existence so small that it's completely indistinguishable by the human eye, even under the most powerful microscope. In a story with Captain America, Sentry was shrunk down to subatomic size and transported there by Photon, a character who has also gone by the name Captain Marvel. The energy Sentry was dishing out whilst in there could be seen from outside the microverse, which suggests an absolutely insane amount of power. The theory therefore suggests Sentry, along with a desperate Captain America, could be sent into the quantum realm, aka the microverse, to rescue Scott Lang, who of course was stuck there in the mid-credit scene of Ant-Man and the Wasp, before joining in the fight against Thanos and kicking some serious purple butt. Lang is Cap's friend, and you can guarantee that when Avengers 4 comes around, he'll go looking for him and be part of the rescue mission to get him out.
Thank you, guys.
Sentry would be the ideal man to accompany him or send into the quantum realm to do it. Sentry's sudden appearance in the franchise could very easily be explained in the same way he was introduced in Marvel's comic books back in the year 2000. Sentry was introduced as a character who had long existed in the Marvel Universe, but who had used his own massive telepathic power to wipe the whole world's memories of him, including his own memories of himself, in order to save the world from the Void, the evil and incredibly powerful dark half of his personality. In the MCU, MCU, his absence from previous movies and general lack of prominence in the franchise, in spite of the fact that he will be an established hero with massive powers and no origin movie, could very easily be written into the plot in the same way. In the comics, the Hulk was pretty much the only heroic character who remembered the Sentry, in spite of the fact that he'd fought alongside them all. And it would be cool, and kind of funny, to see Mark Ruffalo's version of the big green guy recognize the man he calls the Golden Man, while nobody else has a clue of who he was. An event like the wiping out of 50% of all life in the universe would surely be enough to bring him out of hiding, even at the risk of the Void resurfacing. Heck, it's not like things could get any worse in the MCU after all. It would certainly be a little risky bringing the Sentry to the MCU, however, because as powerful as he is, and as interesting a concept his story would bring to the franchise, he's just not that popular. But it would certainly make for one hell of a showdown with Thanos in Avengers 4 if it ends up happening.
Gotta say, that's awesome.
And that's the end of our video. Did you enjoy it? What do you think about the possibility of Sentry being the surprise character in Avengers 4? Let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, and please don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to ScreenRant for more great videos just like this one. Bye for now.